Hi guys. So I know it's super late. Okay, for me it's super late. I'm pretty sure it's midnight. Close. 11:37. So, anyway, I promised you if I got this done on time, I'd do a quick video. So as you can see, I did get it done. It's not bad. Very rom-commy. Also a mashup of like two rom-coms in my brain. Uh it feels like Crazy Rich Asians mashed up with Legally Blonde. Um, yeah, not a terrible read, so I will not say that. But once we go through parts of this book and I go through the gifts, you'll see why I say what I do. So yeah, cute enough read for now. It's gonna go in the. I have a basket of some past Once Upon a Book Club books that I'm going to be listing online in the Once Upon a Book Club buy sell trade group. And when I do that, I do include the bookmarks and the author. I do include the art print. I do include the bookmark. And I include the author plate, because otherwise I feel like I'm cheating somebody else out of the experience. Now, the gifts are mine. And there is one extra item in here, but we'll get to it. So, okay, so our first gift is page 31. Let's see if I remember where it was. Okay, so page 31. It's probably the worst thing anyone has ever said to her, but somehow Melville manages to keep herself from breaking down, mostly by moving her wrist a tad so she can feel the diamonds and rubies rattling in her watch, which soothes her. Apparently that's a hard word for me today. My God, she thinks, whoever invented these happy sport watches knew what they were doing. These things are much better than Prozac. And that's pretty much what the first few chapters are very much like. I mean, she's had a life of a trophy wife, so she just focuses on paying attention. And all she really talks about, well, here we go. She can already see it. Wearing her beautiful Hermes scarf around her head, her eyes shaded by her Dior sunglasses, a shiny new Birkin dangling on her arm, and a tray full of warm, richly indulgent pastries in her hands as she sashays down the Rue de Faubourg Saint-Honoré. And I realize my French is terrible. I'm so sorry. But yeah, like anytime she talks about her stuff, she talks about it with the brand, by the brand name first, which is I find it annoying. So, and I've read all three of the Crazy Rich Asian books. So, we're going to take that out. So, I think this is going to be like a bracelet or a watch, and maybe it has some loose red and white beads in it. Okay, clearly it's just not going to keep. Okay. Double wrap watch with gemstone accents. Okay. I have a couple of watches and I just don't wear them recently. Oh, yeah, I was pretty right. So we have, it just wraps around your wrist, so it's nice, almost like little bracelet type thing. I like the face on this. I mean, I realize here, well, there we go. Take the face off. Silver face, red loose, gemstones, beads. It is very pretty. So, and it's a very traditional watch face as well. I mean, I know I turned it back on, so you can't really totally see it, but you can see the Roman numerals on there. Kind of reminds me of my own watch that I wear on the regular. So I got this as a birthday gift from my mom a few years ago. as a replacement because I had a watch very similar to this without the extra on it. But it was just a silver Timex watch, I believe. And I wore that thing every day for, gosh, I got that as a sophomore in high school. And then it stopped working in 2018. So 20 years. I wore that thing through everything. Basic training, everything. And it survived. And I got that from my dad. My dad is no longer around. So I still have the watch. It's just in a memory box now because it doesn't work. It was too old to repair or anything. So she got me this one, and it kind of runs on solar. But anyway, that's not what you're here for. And honestly, sooner I get this done, sooner I can go to bed, because I have construction work starting on my house in the morning. My whole front porch, we found some safety issues, so it's going to take about a week. Hence why I'm willing to do this late in the evening instead of trying to deal with a lot of noise. Because by the time they get done tomorrow night with day one, I'm not going to want to do anything. Let's see. So what do we got? 134. Okay. Page 77. And this one I remember was like down here. Okay. So Mabel, and everyone always teases her about this because they're like, no, learn how to spell your name right. It's Mabel. No, it's Mabel. That's an important thing for why she loves her husband, or at least likes him. Anyway, Mabel begins to peel a potato, which starts out as a peaceful task, but quickly turns into a boring chore. By the fifth potato, Mabel's wrist and left hand are killing her. Every few seconds, she has to put the potato down and clench her hand into a fist, open it, clench, rotate the wrist, and so on in an effort to get the feeling back in her hand. Maybe the difference in hand movements will ease the throbbing pain. Yeah. I thought maybe it was in that first section. But anyway, I remember it was on that part of the page. So, I have a feeling this is going to be a potato peeler. Which is fine, because I don't remember what I did with my potato peeler. I used to have one, and then it went somewhere. Yeah, I was right. It's a veggie peeler. Yeah, like I said, I used to have one, but then I got the mandolin and the big chopper, so I think I kind of forgot where I put the vegetable peeler. Or it died and I threw it out and I didn't think about it. So, let's see. Okay, so 134. So she and classmates go out for dinner. Okay, the server had switched to a red wine with the main course, and Mabel is not only full but quite tipsy as well. She smiles with a quiet pleasure when Aline, A-L-A-I-N, French pronunciation, French chef guy, shows up with a small plate of chocolates. So I think this is like a little dessert type plate. You know, for sharing, or dessert charcuterie type thing. Yes, I've given up entirely on trying to keep any of this wrapping. Although it's all got the page numbers printed on it, so I don't know that we technically care either. It's not like I could reuse it to wrap a Christmas gift. So, what do we got? A serving plate. So this is going to go in the cabinet I built a couple months ago, where I've been putting all my Once Upon a Book Club, like, serving plates and charcuterie boards and mugs, that kind of stuff. So, oh, it's very cheeky. Since we talked about a plate full of chocolates, and now we have a plate full of chocolates. But the mugs, I tend to, at least at the moment, I'm keeping the boxes with those. But I'll probably get rid of them. But these I've just been storing as is. So, Yeah. But still, it's not bad. I mean, we did get another serving plate and Christmas in the Bookmas. There was a serving plate in that one. I'm still not mad at this. So this will be the dessert one. And the other one will be a cookie one. And the other one will be, I don't know, veggies, whatever. Because then we also did get in the Bookmas one, the charcuterie board that opens up on the side. And there's all sorts of different cheese knives and stuff in there. So I'm not mad at the kitchen stuff that we get. Okay, so one of the extras in the book, it talks about how she plucks a piece of rosemary from a bush and the spicy scent of rosemary. So there is a scratch and sniff sticker in there that I'm going to leave in there. It did smell nice, actually. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes rosemary is a little like too much if you use a shite ton of it. So, let's see. Okay, so then we have page 253. Okay, so each morning, Mabel wakes up with a renewed sense of purpose. When she gets dressed, she finds a spark of happiness as she ties her apron around her waist and places her chef's hat on her head. She no longer bothers doing her hair since she knows there won't be any chance of her saving it after wearing a chef's hat for 10 hours straight. And she has stopped wearing most of her makeup since there is also no saving makeup after rushing around in a hot kitchen for 10 hours straight. She, in the beginning of the book, very much, so you had all the brand description products, right? But then it was also very much talking about how she did her hair just so and her makeup just so, which usually also talked about brands. So that part reminded me very much of Legally Blonde. Also the plot in general. I mean, Elle Woods goes to law school when nobody thinks she could. She goes to cooking school when nobody thought she could. Elle went to go win her boyfriend back. Mabel goes to win her husband back. So, yeah. Anyway. I think this is going to be an apron, which I'm okay with. I have a few aprons. Like one of them I brought back from a deployment overseas. But I'm very careful with that one because I can never replace it, ever. I bought it in a bazaar in overseas. I'm just going to say overseas because I'm sure I've talked about my trips before, but All right. So, and I think this one's going to be different from the ones I own because this one is a kitchen apron. Polyester, machine wash cold, hang to dry. Okay. So, is this just a waist apron? Oh no, this is a full apron. With lace on it. Oh my stars. And ruffles. Okay, maybe I won't keep this one. Maybe I will rehome this because this is... Wow. It's cute, but it feels very plasticky. And all my other ones are cotton. And it's got lace on the pockets. I mean, as a waist apron, it kind of reminds me of the aprons, the apron my grandmother would wear in the kitchen. I don't really like this plastic polyester feel to it, so I'm either gonna try and put this in the group, and I'll put the bag. Now I regret folding up the bag. Put it to someone in the group along with the book, maybe, or separately, or I am still working on a rummage sale for when all this stuff gets finished. And there is a number of bookish items in there from past Once Upon a Book Club boxes that it was easier to try and sell those in person rather than list them. So I don't know. This might end up on the bookish table instead. So, but anyway, I didn't quite seal that up. That is the whole, the whole May box. I do really love these bags. I do, honestly. So, what's next? Well, I'm also reading a book from Once Upon a Book Club that is from 2 years ago. The first summer book, Husbands and Lovers. And I gotta admit, I don't know if it's me or if it's, just not the right feel for the book or something. But yeah, that book is also kind of, that one probably will stay in my collection. Maybe. I mean, just for the fact that it's hardcover. But plot-wise, that one is also slightly annoying me. Because there's a main character who's just, she's so in her own head that she's just very much ignorance is bliss, and, decides she's never going to tell her son about who her father, or who his father really is, because his father is a famous musician that she grew up with, and they had like a summer fling type thing. So child appeared, and she's never told the musician friend either. Yeah. So I don't know. It's, pardon me. I read through her chapters, and the character's name is Mallory, which I don't mind. But I read through her chapters. I'm like, girl, get a clue. Kind of like the audio meme that shows up online every now and again. Girl, dunna, girl, dunna, girl, dunna, dunna, dunna. Yeah. That's what that book makes me think of. So I haven't decided if I'm going to keep that one or yet. I'm also I think I'm only about 100 pages in. So maybe I'll change my mind by the end, but it is a dual timeline book. That part I enjoy. But then after that, I don't know what I'm going to read, because like the summer thriller book is on its way. It should be here in a few days. So I might read that one just to, it sounds harsh, but just to get it done. Once I get done with that, or I might go through, I've been very, very naughty the last few weeks, and I have picked up a number of new books. Fortunes of Sand, which that author had a book previously done by Once Upon a Book Club back in, I think the Facebook post said back in 2019, so before I joined. I picked up the new Matt Haig. I picked up the new Catherine Stockett. Remarkably Bright Creatures, Salt and Sea. I'm pretty sure that I was just looking to feel better, and so I picked up, probably, if I go downstairs to the library and put them in a stack, probably 8 new books in the last 5-6 weeks. I am a terrible person. I admit this. I am a book dragon. I want to read them, but at the same time, I don't want to read them. And every other book dragon out there, or worm spelled WYRM, knows exactly what I'm talking about. Because we go and buy it, and we get so excited, and then we're like, but I'm not quite in the mood to read this yet. And I know I took pictures of 6 titles as well while I was perusing things I should not be looking at. But the good news is, there's actually good news. Kate has a new job. And it's a pretty good job. I'm really excited to start. There's a lot of new things I'm going to have to learn, because it's kind of a natural progression for what I was doing before. The change is that it will require an uptick in traveling. Now, while most of it's going to be here in the town where I live, somewhere in Colorado, there will be potentially some travel I'll have to do elsewhere. So, yeah, if a box comes while I'm gone, but we're talking like a few days to a week, not like I'm going to go to the Outback for 6 months or something like that. No. I mean, there's a possibility for that, but highly doubt it. Because it would have to be a really good reason for my new company that I'm getting started with, to find a need to send me like that. But anyway, so we have the summer thriller box coming here probably within the next week. Might be here by this weekend. I don't know. I think I saw the informed delivery still marked it as preparing to ship. But as I look to my left, I see the April box right next to me, the Murders at Primrose. So maybe that'll be the next one, because I'm rather intrigued by that one. Yeah. So anyway, I'm rambling, and it is now going on midnight, and it's going to be very, very warm outside. So I'm getting up early in the morning to fill a cooler with ice for the construction guys, so I can put some water bottles in there and make sure nobody gets heat stroke while they work on my house. And yeah, and I don't think there's going to be, despite the new job, and I have already, fortunately, unfortunately, kind of earmarked my budget for Once Upon a Bookmas, or not Once Upon a Bookmas, the Advent book box. I've earmarked for the Christmas box and the New Year's box. Don't ask me how I did it. I'm going to go back into another audio meme. Don't ask me how I did it. I just did it. It was hard. I love that meme. So, yeah. Or I might just read the Boozy Lady box down below. I don't know. It really depends on what I feel like. As I will admit, most of the books I bought over the last 6 weeks, the ones I wasn't waiting for a title to drop on the market, I just went, ooh, shiny. Most of them are period books and have some sort of a mystery thriller type vibe to them. Not like horror thriller, but like, I think like World War II Spies or something like that. So clearly, I'm in an era of things I enjoy reading. So, yeah. But, I need a few hours of sleep, because once those guys get here, it's going to be loud enough that I'm not going to be able to take a nap. So, because I don't start my job until next month. So I still have some time to kind of lounge around the house. And it sounds really awful the way I said it. Please don't take it as anything but objective. I've been kind of lounging around the house for like 4 months now, so I'm excited to get back to work, because if this is what retirement is like, I don't want it. I want retirement where I can afford to like go travel and do all the fun stuff. Not go, well, if I make sure I do this and don't do this, I can make it in another month. Because I had to empty out my 401k to make it this long. So, and I was this close to going to like the temp office or going to stock shelves at Walmart or something. And there is nothing wrong with either one of those jobs. How do I know? Because I've done them before. I didn't get to do the jobs I actually like without putting in my dues and doing the jobs I don't want to do while I study the subjects I needed to, so I could do the jobs I want to do. But I was very close to going back to it, and just to make sure I could keep a roof over my head and food in my belly. Which reminds me, I also need to go to Costco tomorrow for things, but not too much, because the kitchen is... Never mind. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed, because I'm just rambling, and I'm tired, and I'm getting way too attached to my reading cape, if you will. And by the way, this is also a Once Upon a Book Club thing. This came in the Valentine's Day box last year. The She Doesn't Have a Clue box. It talked about her favorite sweater that she wore all the time. Well, it's a little hard to judge sweater sizes for Once Upon a Book Club, so they sent a lap blanket in its place that you can then drape on your shoulders and snap it, and you wear it around or sit in your chair with it like a cape. And I've been wearing it for a couple of hours now, and it's getting a little too comfortable. It's also getting a little warm. So, anyway, I'm gonna go to bed. I will upload this, and I don't know, see you guys in like a week or so. Or maybe all the construction will be done by the time the book box arrives. Who knows? Anyway, good night. Have a beautiful morning. Bye-bye.